Greetings and salutations, denizens of YouTube. My name is Etchy Charmed, and today we'll be doing a video on the Page of Life. The Page is one of the exploitation classes of Homestuck, the passive, and yes, I will continue to die on this hill, counterpart of the Knight and the inverse of the Thief. Thanks to Paulin Umino, my apologies if I butchered that, pointing me in the direction of a Homestuck Beyond Canon AMA and the Homestuck subreddit, we now know that the Page class is one who fights to preserve, which makes sense for what we've seen of Tavros and Jake at least. The Page may start off weak, as we already know, but the well of limitless potential brewing inside of them, upon being realized, will give them the strength and courage they need to wield power rivaling that of a lord looking at Jake, who can blast and knock out powerful enemies like Caliborn and Grimbark Jade, or completely incinerate weaker foes, and his clothes, haha, rhymes, with his blindingly bright hope field. Tavros, while not a god tier, had the cojones and charisma to not only gather an army to take on Lord English, but stood up against the not-so-jolly green giant himself. Life is the inverse of doom and has to do with life itself, energy, vitality, breaking rules, unrestriction, increasing, and luxury. Life players break the rules of life, like Thefori and her creating the dream bubbles and extending the life of the mayor, Mina and her stealing life to extend hers, or Jane and her reviving someone, and merging multiple life forms into a single, bigger life form, I guess. Life players also seem to have at least some kind of luxurious life. If you're a life player, maybe you're traditionally rich, or maybe you're a single child and your parents spoil you. The Lifebound are the natural healers of the universe, whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, or, in the words of Marvin Gaye himself, even sexual healing. They have a natural understanding of others' suffering and how to fix it due to their natural empathy, though it might be best to tend to the Lifebound around you when you can. They can become bitter if they feel like their self-care is being shunted for the sake of others. At their best, the Lifebound are great listeners, nurturers, and caretakers. At their worst, though, they are passive-aggressive and pushy. They believe to know what is best. Before we get into the Page of Life as a whole, holy fudge! I think this is my second ever Life Player video. Like, for reals. My last one was on the Rogue of Life, and that was before the Extended Zodiac came out. Yikes. So, yeah. My sincerest apologies to any Lifebound who've been more than patiently waiting for a new video on their aspect. Hopefully you like this one. Since life represents energy, having fun and breaking the rules, the Page of Life would probably start off as somewhat of a semi-rebel. Someone who talks a big game but doesn't really do much when it comes to rising up against authority. On top of that, the Page of Life may overexert themselves while having fun with friends, focusing too much on others having fun and burning themselves out in the process. Their journey is to eventually learn how to better manage their own energy while still finding good chances to have fun with others. That fun possibly includes opposing the government and knocking down tyrannical forces of evil one way or another. Or maybe playing online games, whichever works for the Page of Life. As for powers and abilities, I feel like the Page of Life would be harder to kill than even Jane. They'd likely have a sort of life field that'd provide healing life energy and buff allies with high amounts of energy and resistance to pain, allowing the party to keep fighting past their usual limits. Oh, and also nuke undead enemies. Honestly, even without the life field, just being really close to the Page of Life once they reach higher levels would probably leave you feeling better emotionally too. Not necessarily erasing negative emotions, but feeling like you ate a salad, drank an appropriate amount of water, and went for a nice walk at some point. Leave your skin moisturized and your hair with more volume than you've ever had before. Just a general aura of health around them akin to a paladin's divine health, but as an AoE instead. And I believe that's all I have to say on the matter. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like and share it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe hit the bell, and maybe leave a suggestion in the comments or on my Blue Sky, which I will link in the diddly-do. The next and final classpect of this batch is the Rogue of Rage, so I hope you'll look forward to that one, y'all. And with that, I bid you dudes, dudettes, and others adieu. Bye!